Hello, guys. How art thou? It is Andrew the Android Koloski here, and I am live, and I am ready to perform for all of you, and I hope you guys will join. I hope you guys will join and engage with me. How art thou, my impatience? How art thou? Oh, I'm trying to share this. I don't know what the hell was going on with the X, formerly Twitter link. I tried to share this on X, formerly Twitter, but I'm having problems doing that at the moment. Okay, here we go. Bam, shared. Okay, so some people are really turning negative on me. They're really getting hostile towards me, and I understand why. I could be disappointing, and they think this is going to end in a train wreck. But also, I'm looking for more lighthearted, feel-good kind of stuff. But it is what it is. All right. Somebody says, sounds like you're about to rant about your parents, stepsister, aunts, and uncles all day again. JC Penny says, answer. What do you want me to answer? You didn't say anything, JC Penny. You said literally nothing, and you said answer. JC Penny, he says, are you faking this disease for views, Andrew? Of course not. I mean, that's actually really ridiculous. And, I feel like even if I wanted to fake this, it would be like literally impossible. It's so. It would be so. I would have to be the greatest actor on planet Earth to fake this, and quite frankly, I'm not. You know what I mean? So it would just be that would just be impossible to fake. For me, at least. I don't know. Even like the most talented actor on planet Earth, it should be impossible to fake. Yeah, like I remember Dr. Garrett said that. He said, yeah, like just basically, unless somebody, Dr. Garrett said, yeah, like what you're saying, what you're doing, it's just impossible to fake. It's just, TB says, can I ask a question? Sure, TB. Sure, you can. Hey, Leah, how you doing? She vomits and says, go away. What are you talking about, Leah? Go away from what? You're in my live stream. Or are you talking to JC Penny? TV asks, do you think taking lower doses of medicine is because you don't think your parents will ever kick you out? Are you calling their bluff? I mean, I took mega regimens for over 10 years, about 10 years. And I had enough. I put my foot down. Obviously I'm afraid of getting kicked out. I don't want to be homeless or in the psychiatric hospital. But also, do I think my parents will actually kick me out? Well, if I come off my medication entirely, possibly. I'm still taking the Abilify 10 milligrams, bear in mind. So we're kind of like meeting in the middle. Somebody asks me, what am I doing today? I don't really have any major plans for the day. I wanted to go up and see Poppy, but he's going to the gym and he's cleaning his house, and I don't think that's going to come to fruition, unfortunately. So I'll probably do nothing today. Literally nothing. I got no plans. Do you got any ideas of things I can do? Because I don't really have. TV says maybe Poppy just wanted a little space. Yeah, the conversation went well today. We had a pleasant conversation, which is a good thing. I had a pleasant conversation with my mother today too. We're getting along, everything is going well, relatively speaking, in terms of, my behavior. I'm doing well today, but also, we know how rapidly I can, get sick. So, hey Dave, how you doing? Hey Rusty, how art thou? How art thou, my impatience? Somebody asks me, do I play any games? I played a lot of video games when I was younger. I played a lot of video games when I was in high school, but now as an adult, I kind of grew out of it. I used to play Nintendo 64, Counter-Strike, Team Fortress Classic, StarCraft, Warcraft 3, PlayStation 2. I played a lot of video games when I was younger, but I kind of grew out of video games. I have a family member who's really into video games, and I tell him video games are for kids, but he disagrees with that. He's like, no, adults can play video games too. I'm like, I don't know. I guess. Dave says picking on Poppy is the only game Andrew plays now. All right, Dave. I'm gonna try to get along more harmoniously with my parents. That is my March 12th New Year's resolution. All right, I'm gonna get a water here. Dave says, please try to get along with your father. The last Poppy and the Wild Man was hard to get through. Somebody says, you can toggle your switch to video games instead of social media all day. Giant Bic Lighter says, I don't think you grew out of video games. You just got sick. No, I think I grew out of video games. I have no desire to really play that anymore. JC Penny says you can't be on social media all day. I certainly am close to being on social media all day, every day. I'm certainly close to doing that. Life is a game. Ugh. Somebody says, am I looking up Taylor Swift? No, not really. Why did you ask that? Why did you ask Taylor Swift in particular? Somebody says, you should go outside and stimulate your brain elsewhere. Yeah, I'm going to take a walk around the neighborhood momentarily. I'm just finishing up my wash right now. I want to be clean when I put my wash away. Somebody says Taylor Swift has a very extravagant life. Yes, I think she's a billionaire, right? Let's see her net worth. Taylor Swift net worth. Net worth. Yeah, she's got a lot of money. Yeah, $1 billion. That's a lot of money, man. A life of luxury and leisure, that's for sure. Somebody asks, do I like movies? Yeah, I'm going with a friend to see the movie Novocaine on Friday. Somebody says Taylor Swift likes her parents. All right. I mean, I think I need to. I mean, I love my parents. I really do. And I think in a lot of ways it's codependency, hostile dependency, everybody ready to metaphorically tear their hair out, irritable, cranky with one another. You know, I feel like we're like a couple that's headed towards a divorce because of my dependency on my parents, which is causing irritability. Um, but ultimately, if I got some space, if I got independent and I got a life, maybe I would grow to appreciate my parents more and have more empathy for them. So I think right now it's just real a lot of frustration and a lot of blaming them for how my life has turned out. I don't really want to talk about what happened in 2011 again today, TB. But actually, I think you know I'll just briefly acknowledge it. I think when I tackled my mother, she fell on her finger. Um, I believe she broke her finger, not her hand. But I'm not really sure. You got to ask her. It yeah, it was kind of like. Well, I don't think it was like you got to bear in mind I'm not really that aggressive of a person, and my mother's not an aggressive person either. So it wasn't like a Goldberg or a Braun Breaker spear. It was more like we both fell to the ground. It was bad. It was really bad, but it wasn't like these wrestling spears, if that's what you're asking. But it still was bad because I got physical with my mother. Um, and basically, the lesson I learned is if you put your hands on anybody, even if you're delusional about them. I mean, not that that's an excuse, but you're going to be going to prison or the psychiatric hospital or someplace very bad. You can't put your hands on people. No matter how no matter how frustrated they get you, no matter how irritable they get you, I mean, you got to you can't do that. And not to say this incident with my mother was prompted by her irritating me. This was prompted by psychosis and delusions and being sick. But also, I'm thinking like recently, when my mother, and I disagree, and sometimes I'll punch a hole in the wall, for example. Or I haven't done that in months, maybe a while now, but um, you know, instead, just get out of the environment. If you see things are going south quickly, go for a walk, calm the emotion. It's like my song, Molly. You wait till everything calms down. Don't react. Don't and calm your emotions. Toggle your switch off because you don't want to do something like what happened on Thanksgiving, smashing the plate, and be taken to the hospital because it's bad because my mother got glass in her eye, and it's bad because you could go to jail or the psychiatric hospital. So you don't want to do that. Somebody says, am I still going on the date with the older woman? I know my mother is pretty anti, my date with the older woman, especially because this woman's a cis woman, and because she's near 50 years old. And that's a fair point. But I'm like, also, there's a lot about me that people have to accept. There's a lot about me that people have to overlook, like my mental health diagnosis, not having money at 37 years old. And this is really the first woman. I mean, she says she's non-binary, but this is like the first woman who's shown interest in me in months, maybe years now, and that's something to take into consideration too. So he says, listen to your mother. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to listen to my mother. That's the reason I haven't messaged this non-binary woman who's about 50 years old because she's a little too old for me. And also, but she's nice. She seemed nice enough. She seemed nice enough. I wish her the best of luck in life, but I don't think she's for me. JC Penny says, you don't have to be desperate. You know, somebody says, what difference does it make if she's older? Well, yeah, that's a good point. I don't think I'm going to be starting a family. I mean, assuming I was born this way and this is genetics, I think, maybe having children of my own someday, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody says, go on the date. It gets you out of the house. Have it a go. Somebody said, McClare says, I think so too, TB. Dante says he knows a guy that's 46 years old and he's dating a 6-year-old woman. It's an odd pairing. Yeah, at the very least, it's a date and a socialization practice. That's a fair point. Somebody says, have mom go with you. No, all kidding aside, though, I mean, you don't want your mom to go on your date with you. You don't want your mom to hold your hand while you're on dates. That's bad. So. Somebody says, all in good timing, Andrew. All in good timing. Pop Dave says, I didn't say hold her hand on the date. Yeah, fair enough, Dave. Fair enough. Somebody says, imagine you go on a date and everything is going well. Then you scan the room and your mother is sitting in the corner table. Yeah, that would be a little... in a way, it would be good because there would be no danger. You would know your mother was keeping you safe. But also, you also want to be an independent man who makes his own decisions. That was very much one of the problems I was getting into. On one hand, I protest my mother isn't controlling enough. I want her to, vet my dates for me, make sure no harm comes to me, make sure I don't date anybody nefarious or sketchy. But on the other hand, I protest she's too controlling. And on one hand, I want my mother to be controlling and to pick my girlfriends for me, make sure no danger comes to me. On the other hand, I protest she's not controlling enough. I don't know. Basically, the key is I got to be a man. I got to select my romantic partners, and sometimes you can get hurt, and your mother can't protect you from that, and that's just life. Your mother can't protect you from getting hurt. Her whole, it's just you got to protect yourself. Realistically, you're the only one who could perform that function. You got to protect yourself from getting hurt. So he says, getting hurt could be good practice. JC Penny says, do you like tacos? Yeah, I like tacos. I get Taco Bell often enough. My mother occasionally makes tacos for dinner. I go to On the Border in Hicksville, which is a Mexican restaurant. I very much enjoy the tacos. Sub says, I'm hotter than you. All right, that's fair enough, I mean, if you're hotter than me, what are you going to do, I mean, a lot of people in their 20s are hotter than me, but I'm definitely above average looking. I used to be the hottest guy on planet Earth, That's fine. I'm not competing in a hot guy competition. Are you a man or a woman? I mean, if you're a woman, then JC Penny says, cut out the screen time today, Andrew, and take a walk around the neighborhood. It's a nice day. It's warm outside. Go take a nice walk around the neighborhood. All right. All right, guys. I guess I'll take that advice. Peace out, my amigos and amigas. Somebody said, and TB says, take a walk on the wild side and go on a date with the older woman. Maybe. All right. It's really a tragedy to end this live stream right now because we're 20 minutes in. We got 10 people in the house. But, take a walk around the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day. Enjoy the sunlight. Touch some grass. Be nice to the old folks for a change and have a great day. Peace out, guys.